I'm from Canada, right? People from Canada, people from America, they come to Vietnam for 10 days. What are some of the highlights? What do you think they are? Yeah, transport, okay. Local people.
Traditional cuisine, food.
Good one.
Traditional music.
Music, yeah, that's a good one too, music, okay. Famous location,
Yeah.
right? Different culture, right? Okay. This is what we call the highlights, right? Anybody can do the highlights, right? So what are the low points? The low points of travel. This is what matters, the low points. The boring things. The things you forget as soon as you go back to Canada. You completely forget about them. The low points of travel. Every trip must have high points and low points. Give me an example. Commute. There it is, commute. There's an example of a low light. When you spend 2 weeks in Vietnam, nobody talks about checking into the hotel was so great. Really? Nobody talks about the drive from the airport to the hotel. That was my favorite memory. It was so good. It was the best of Vietnam, the commute. Okay, this is what we call a low light. What's another example? Check-in, hotel check-in, all right?
Delay. Delay flight. Cancel booking.
Why? Why don't people talk about that? Remember, this is about psychology, right? So the point is, any company can do the highlights. There's no value really in that. We have to do it better than everybody else. But the hardest part of our jobs, the hardest part of our business is to make value out of these things. All the things at the top, right? Here's the high points of a trip. Oh, we did a scooter trip, and oh, now we have to take a bus to the airport to get a flight. Oh, but then we met a famous person in Hanoi. Oh, but now we have to go check in and check out of the hotel. Part of our jobs as a travel company and guides and hosts is to make these low points easy and actually memorable, make them interesting. The thing I hate the most about going to any hotel is you've been traveling for 30 hours. Then you come to the hotel. And what's the first thing the hotel asks you to do?
Passport.
And then, please sit down. And I think, I've been traveling for 30 hours. I've been sitting for 30 hours. I was sitting on the airplane. Then I was sitting in the van. And now I'm in the hotel and I'm spending $1,000 a night at the Capella or something. And they say, welcome, please sit down. It's because nobody in our industry is thinking about the customer. They're all thinking about, oh, we have a process, I need your passport. They're thinking about their internal system, right? Hospitality is not about the people. And we need to change that. You should never, ever have to sit down at a hotel. You should never have to do that. You should walk in and they should say, Neil, how was your flight? I know you flew from Toronto. You must be tired. We have a shot of whiskey, a shot of espresso, or fruit juice from Vietnam. Which would you like? You're going to say, I want them all. I'll have the shot of espresso first for energy, and then I'll have the whiskey, and then the fruit juice so I feel healthy. And as that happens, your bags, they're already in your room. We don't need your passport because we trust you. You're not going to steal the television and run home, right? Who does that? Nobody does that. Credit card, the travel company will take care of it. It's no problem. And then you get up into the lift and you go into your room. And we know that your favorite food is, it's pho, right? It's waiting in the room. So you turn a low light into a highlight because people were thinking about you. In hospitality, none of the companies are thinking about the person. They're always thinking about their own system. right? You go to an airport. Who feels love when you go to an airport? Nobody, because it's terrible. Wait here, stand here, wait in line, show a document, go upstairs, take out your laptop, take out your keys, take off your shoes, take off your belt. In fact, I took off my belt in Bangkok and I forgot it. That's what happened. I don't have a belt. So none of the industry we love, none of it is based on the way people feel. The commute. So give me an example of how we add value. You land at Noi Bai Airport in Hanoi. You travel to your hotel. You check in, you go to your room. There's a lot of low points here in travel. Okay? How do you make those low points?
Well, for me, I think let's just say pick up after 30 hours. But normally, I can see most of the company already have the passport.
Yeah.
So we can, even before I go to the airport, I can have them check in already. I had a key with
Yeah.
and everything, information from the hotel. When they're coming in here, the hotel, I can tell this is your key room. Here's the floor for breakfast, what time, gym, spa, everything.
What about the van? The van or the bus? Depends how many people. What can you do in the bus? What can you do?
Well, there are two things that I often do right after I collect our guests from the airport. Actually, I am pretty flexible. So, like, for example, if they already have very long duration flight from the state, so they wouldn't want to be at a lot, and I think that's they prefer, spending more time relaxed. So normally, right after I collect them, I call the hotel to make sure that they have, everything ready for them.
Yeah.
And I will inform the hotel in how many minutes our guests will arrive, so that the hotel receptionist will always.
And then what will happen when you get to the hotel? The hotel will say, "Welcome.
Sit down.
Please have a seat." And you go, "Oh." But at least you did your best.
Yes, and at least the hotel, they prepare good events for our guests.
Yep.
And also, if our guests, are energetic enough, I would also give them some information regarding, their time in Hanoi as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's true.